breaking news. Charles Oliveira, the lightweight challenger to Islam Makhachev's throne, he's out of UFC 294, the fight that was scheduled for Abu Dhabi. But Oliveira out, Alexander Volkanovski in. Great by name, great by nature. And also, we have a new co-main event. Khamzat Chimaev will take on Kamaru Usman, stepping up on 10 days' notice and taking on the Wolf. Boys, let's go.
In the world of sports, mixed martial arts stands as the epitome of unpredictability. And the UFC has consistently shown they can pivot on a moment's notice. As two significant bouts unravel, we're presented with the opportunity for even more substantial and potentially larger matchups in their place.
I'm the man for the job. If anyone can do it, if anyone can do this on 12 days' notice, off the couch, as they would say, it's me.
If King Kong can make 155, okay, bring this guy here. Doesn't matter.
Islam and Volkanovski, the first fight was incredible. Everybody wanted to see the rematch. Everybody was asking when it could possibly happen again.
Should we do it again? We're good. Maybe Abu Dhabi. Yes.
When you're one of the best in the world, you have to fight. Doesn't matter who is gonna be there.
Let's go out and finish this guy. No pressure on me, baby. No pressure at all. All the pressure's on him. I'm coming off the couch. You better do something about it.
Everybody that is involved in the main and co-main event are absolute studs. The mentality that these guys have, this is the type of stuff that makes you great.
An interesting yet exciting reconstruction of one of the biggest cards of the year will be sure to deliver as an absolutely legendary event. Let's take an inside look into the new blockbuster bouts at UFC 294. As the MMA world was eagerly awaiting the heated grudge match between Paulo Costa and Khamzat Chimaev, news broke of Costa getting surgery just weeks before the event. And we now must shift our focus to a new scheduled bout.
Who could step up on 10 days' notice and take on Khamzat Chimaev at middleweight? The man that has put his hand up is the former welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru Usman.
Not many fighters are willing to fight Khamzat Chimaev, let alone on 10 days' notice.
I mean, who wants to fight Khamzat? Let alone fight Khamzat on short notice. Who wants to fight Khamzat even with a full camp? Kamaru Usman deserves so much respect for this, even though he might be completely out of his element.
But Kamaru Usman is not like many fighters.
He has everything. So do I. At the end of the day, we all human beings. Everybody feels invincible until someone comes in and pokes that balloon.
This contest promises to be a true showcase of mixed martial arts. Kamaru Usman, known for his exceptional wrestling and stifling control, will be tested against Chimaev's well-rounded skill set and explosive, unpredictable style.
For Kamaru Usman, the pressure's on. He doesn't want to go from being the pound-for-pound number one on the planet to being the belle of the ball to all of a sudden losing 3 fights in a row. Because we know Khamzat Chimaev is in his prime, okay? And he ain't slowing down anytime soon. He's getting bigger, he's getting stronger, and that is a tough fight for anybody.
And let's not forget, like the initial bout between Chimaev and Paulo Costa, this one has some heat behind it too.
This is the guy you guys are saying that is the next guy in the division. Okay, give me that guy.
Usman wants to fight, he wants money. Now we're gonna fight this guy, Abu Dhabi, and smash his face, finish him.
This matchup holds monumental implications for the future of the organization. For both fighters, a win here will establish them as a title contender in 2 divisions simultaneously. But it is safe to say, whoever wins here will likely fight for the middleweight title next.
If one of these two absolutely light the gaff up, get on the microphone and say, Sean Strickland, you are next, baby. What do you think Dana and the UFC hierarchy are going to do?
The fact that these guys are taking this fight short notice, they will get the next shot at the title.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Kamaru Usman at middleweight is a testament to the UFC's capacity for delivering the unexpected and igniting fans' passion for the sport. As the fight date approaches, the world waits with bated breath to witness this historic battle that will undoubtedly serve as a massive turning point in the career of both men. The anybody, anytime, any place mentality in a fighter is the philosophy that has earned widespread appreciation and admiration from all those involved in the sport. And these two formidable champions competing at UFC 294 have shown that they are always ready for any challenge that might come their way.
I'm a best fighter in the world. Doesn't matter who is coming, you know.
This is all a part of my story. The world's turning for me right now.
In February of this year, at UFC 284, the most intriguing rivalry in the UFC at present was born. We witnessed a super fight for the ages, which many fans thought would be a one-sided affair.
There's nothing Alexander could do because of what the sport of wrestling has taught Islam. It's ballsy, but I just think it's going to be easy work for Islam.
Before this matchup, we hadn't seen either champion go through the fire like they did on that night. We saw both men tested in their areas of strength, and after 5 rounds of complete chaos, the debate of who truly won flooded the MMA world.
I think you can make a real argument that Volkanovski won that fight.
On top, in the end of the 5th, pounding on him, it's hard not.
I think he won the fight. In my mind, he won the fight. I think he did more damage.
Islam won the fight.
In spite of the consensus on the outcome, the reality is that Islam Makhachev was the one who got his hand raised. And now, with the result of their last meeting, the support of the Abu Dhabi fans, and the advantage in time spent training, Makhachev should most definitely be the favorite coming in.
I will change everything, inshallah, in this fight, because last fight, many people was talking about the fight, but this time, inshallah, I make everybody shut up.
But as we've seen before, being counted out is what Volkanovski loves.
You know, he will sit there and say, I'm crazy for stepping up and all that. I think that's weak, looking at it that way. You know, you should challenge yourself, you should put yourself in these positions. Don't look at what might happen if things go wrong. Let's look what happens if things go right.
But the circumstances surrounding Volkanovski's return to lightweight are not what we were hoping to see.
He had surgery after his last fight. Just how compromised is Volkanovski going to be, either from injury, cardiovascular conditioning? I'm worried Islam could win this in a relatively not easy fashion, but compared to the first one, much easier.
However, even with such short notice, these two have already spent countless hours training for each other, and their time shared in the octagon is all they need for this one. With a 5-round war in their first meeting, comes familiarity with every aspect of each other's game. The best of both men was put on display, so both know what to expect.
This guy really tough. If you want to stop him, you have to choke him or knock him out. This guy gonna fight 5 rounds.
I said going in that he has a good eye. I always knew he had a good eye. I knew he would be good at distance. I knew he would probably look more for the count. I didn't think he would attack as much.
The timing, speed, power, strength, and heart will all be fresh in mind. We know Islam can't just easily hold Volkanovski down and submit him. And we know Volkanovski can't just go out there and make quick work of Islam on the feet.
I think we learned a lot about how good of a striker Islam Makhachev is and how good of a grappler Alexander Volkanovski is.
Both have proved that they are some of the most well-rounded fighters on the planet, and we can only hope to see another fight for the ages on October 21st. This is indeed one of the biggest and best possible fights that can be put together.
I think you're going to see, like last time, you're going to see one incredible fight by two incredible champions that's going to deliver.
But even with the not so favorable situation at hand, we can't help but appreciate how the UFC, Volkanovski, and Makhachev have made the best out of a bad situation.
This will be a fantastic fight, and honestly, I think that the pay-per-view gets even bigger because there's a lot of interest, so I cannot wait to watch it.
And now, we are set to witness once again